Freedom Day here in America, I decided I should finally get around to seeing a very famous piece of animation about freedom and sacrifice. That's right, it's time to review Team America, World Police.
America, America, fuck yeah! Come out again to save the motherfucking day, yeah,
This movie is about the titular Team America policing the world to stop terrorism everywhere. It was made by the South Park crew, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, and Pam Brady. But it's also a product of post-9/11 first-term George W. Bush America.
What interests us is the story of what it's been like for all of us to be an American for the last 3 years, because it's been kind of rough, and it's basically like we wanted to tell the story about just your average American, and suddenly someone shows up out of nowhere and says, hey, these people want to kill you, they want you dead.
Dead? They're called terrorists, Gary, and they hate everything about you.
Which was a lot of people's reactions 3 years ago of just going, wait, whoa, these people really want to kill us.
It's a parody of action movies and American international politics, but it's also deeply patriotic even in parody. You can't have the main character weighing whether to help fight terrorists by touring war memorials around DC with a country song in the background as a comedy bit. Yes, the lyrics of the song are kind of joking, but the imagery is still sincere. While the movie is cartoonishly exaggerated, in the first few minutes of the movie they destroy every major landmark in Paris and it's considered a victory, this movie is still a very positive portrayal of stopping the bad guys, be they Middle Eastern, North Korean, or whatever. Oh yeah, there's also quite a lot of gay jokes that have aged like milk, like a lot of media from the mid-2000s. But let's talk about the animation, aka why I care about it. Puppetry is an art form that is very underappreciated, aside from Jim Henson's films. It's mostly just considered a medium for making cheap jokes. And to be fair, Team America is much more of the latter. But as a full movie, it has some very complicated scenes that were not just wildly yanking on strings, such as characters crashing through windows or even small eye movements. Although on the topic of eyes, this movie is firmly in the uncanny valley. Close-up shots of characters' faces are very uncomfortable, and made the romantic plot really not land for me. I don't think it would have landed in live action either. The movie really did not need romance and would probably benefit from the shorter runtime of removing the romance plot. But it's an action movie parody, it's gotta have a forced romantic plot. There's also some great comic exaggeration taking full advantage of using puppets. Either to kill off unwilling celebrity cameos, remember this is by the South Park people, or comically juxtaposing the size of the puppets against real-world environment. That breaks the fourth wall, sure, but it's a comedy, what did you expect? So more on the plot without getting into specific spoilers. America is the center of the world in this story, to the point that every foreign location is introduced with how many miles it is from America. All foreigners are stereotypes, even more than the American characters. If you're looking to be offended, you will be. Because America is awesome, North Korea is supplying terrorists the world over with weapons of mass destruction to, cause mass destruction. So clearly they gotta be stopped.
Yes, perhaps you can. Now take your weapons of mass destruction and get the fuck out of here!
And after that, it's a parody action movie plot. The action scenes are cool and stupid, stuff blows up, and at the end of the day, America saves the world. There is at least token pushback from other nations and even other so-called Americans, the Hollywood elite, for the wanton destruction that Team America leaves in their wake. But that's not going to stop Team America. They save the world whether it wants to be saved or not. This movie also slams the musical Rent. I think the creators just really didn't like Rent because this is how they depict Rent. I'm also not too fond of Rent, mostly because I've heard the song Moments of Love approximately 525,600 too many times. So on that segue, music. The one song everyone knows from this movie is the main theme. But in addition to a lot of licensed music, there's a decent original score and some other original songs as well. This is occasionally a musical. The soundtrack is nothing fantastic, but it didn't distract from the movie either. Of course, as a parody movie, it's hard to have a truly bad soundtrack. Anything bad or cliche can be waved off as intentional. One other standout song is You Need a Montage, which is about how films use montage, laid over a montage. So as I already said, Team America saves the day in the end. Do I recommend this movie? Well, I can't say you should watch it for the 4th of July, as I won't finish editing this video in time to actually get it out on the 4th, but maybe next year. If you like South Park, you'll probably like this movie. But if you like South Park, you're likely to have already seen this movie as well, and you're just watching this review to see what I thought of it. I give it a 6 out of 10, but I would absolutely watch it again with friends if there was a reason to do so. And that's my review of Team America World Police. Have a good Freedom Day, which if you live in America is every day. Thank you, Team America.